All right, guys, now you understand the importance of time. So now that you understand that, we're going to jump into the next part of the Fab Four, which is income. Okay, this is everybody's favorite. Everybody wants to make a lot of money. Everybody wants to get rich. Everyone wants to get wealthy. But we'll talk more in depth on how that even works. Okay, so the question when it comes to income, right, is how do you want to make your money? Right, there are a lot of different types of income, but three specifically that we'll talk about right now. Let me pull this screen up for you guys, and then we'll talk about these three things. Okay, so you got earned income, portfolio income, or passive income. Okay, three different types of income, all important, but it's even more important for you to understand how each one works. Okay, so we'll start from the first one, earned income. Earn income, you have a full-time job. It's what most people are used to. You put in time, you get money for that time that you put in. You get an hourly wage, but you also have to understand too that there are a lot of business owners that are in this same game as well because they spend all their time in their business. So you're literally the money maker because you're physically there. And if you're not physically there, you do not make money. That is earned income. Okay. Most earned income is taxed in between 10 and 35%, or even higher. I get taxed higher than that. But I mean, the higher tax bracket that you're in, obviously, the more taxes you're going to pay, more to Social Security, Medicare. If you're only making earned income as a W-2 employee, you are limited to the amount of deductions that you can take, okay, or write-offs. So, hold on a second. All right, so that's earned income. Now, the next income we're going to talk about is portfolio income. Now, this is from income and from dividends, interest, capital gains, stock sales. It's more favorable as far as taxes go. You're taxed at no more than 20%. And again, I guess I should have said this in the beginning. Disclaimer, I am not a CPA. I am not an accountant. So you have to consult with a licensed CPA when figuring out these things. I'm just sharing you information that I know and understand from what I've done in the past. Okay, so don't take this as CPA advice. Make sure that you talk to somebody in your local area because in every state, every city, it's a little different. Okay, but portfolio income, not subject to Social Security or Medicare tax, can be offset by losses in other investments. Okay, that's portfolio income. Now, the last income is the income that I love, and it's passive income. Okay, income from activities that you do not actively participate in. Rental income, royalties, stocks, taxed at 10 to 15%. Okay, passive income. I've been talking about this whole course, and I'll continue to talk about it. It doesn't require your physical presence, and that's the type of money that you want to make. You want to make money that does not require your physical presence. Okay. Passive income is the best way to earn money because one, it increases your wealth building plan. You can retire early. I don't really believe in retirement because if you're building businesses that don't require your time and it's making money, and you own all your time and you can start another business, why wouldn't you do that, right? So I believe retiring is best when you do it now. You build enough assets or businesses that are paying you passive income, then you can do whatever you want. You can retire this month and then go back to work next month. You can retire for a year and go back for another year. Okay. Passive income, it also protects you from complete loss of income. A lot of us, if you lose your job, you lose your income, right? If you have multiple streams of passive income from businesses, investments, if one of them is gone, right, or if one goes away, you have 9 more or 10 more, to protect you. Okay. Most people do not live that way. And that's why that life is so stressful because most people have one stream of income, right? And don't consider your other, 401k plan another stream of income. I'll tell you right now that if you can't pull it, if it's not liquid, I would not ever consider it as a source of income. Okay. Income is money that's coming in every single month, right? So another thing, if you have passive income coming, right? If you exhaust your savings or if you outlive your retirement plan, it doesn't matter again because you have passive income streams coming in. That's why passive income is great. More examples, more modern examples, guys. You can have a blog or a YouTube channel. You can have an Instagram channel that's monetized. There are a lot of other things that you can do nowadays to make more passive income. The one that I love, that I prefer the most, is equity in businesses. Okay, whether it's me starting that business, whether it's me investing in somebody else's business, if I have equity in those businesses, then I can make passive income. Okay, so don't. Another thing, don't fall for passive income techniques that promise, a quick return, but they require huge amounts of money up front. You know, don't fall for those schemes and those scams. Just know and understand, for me, just like Warren Buffett, I will not touch it or do it unless I understand it. And I always seek understanding from people that are ahead of me. I look at what they're doing. If I have a group of 5 people, right, men and women that are very, very successful past what I'm doing, making hundreds of millions, tens of millions of dollars, I'm going to follow what they do, and especially if I look and I say, hey, this person's successful and they're investing in this. Okay, that's good. This person's super successful and they're investing in the same thing. After a while, you see all these people doing something, it's a no-brainer. You got to get into it. Okay, you got to figure out how to get into it and how they're doing it, what they're doing it. Again, spend time with them, provide value for them, and they'll teach you these things. They'll openly, gladly teach you these things if you're providing value for them. Okay, so again, look for passive income opportunities with people that are very successful, that in your influence or in your network or in your network's network. Okay, but again, don't fall for scams. Another thing that I'll say is, the best way to lose all your money is to take advice from people that don't have money. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys have friends and families that come to you and say, hey, dude, I just got this awesome opportunity. I got this cool thing that if you jump in, you can make $1,000 today and then another 1,000 next month, blah, blah, blah. But you got to dig into who that person is, right? If that person has nothing in their bank account, if they don't have any businesses, if they don't have really anything going for them, then why the heck would you take financial advice from that person? Okay, it has nothing to do, with you judging or trying to be mean or anything. It's just the fact of the matter. It's the honest truth. And that's what we're always seeking, guys. You want to seek truth and make sure that whoever you're aligning yourself with, that they're actually successful and they're actually making money. Okay, so again, mind who you take advice from when you're seeking to make passive income, or any type of income for that matter. Okay, so there's I say this, guys, because I have a lot of examples of when I made financial mistakes, mostly from taking financial advice from people that weren't financially free or weren't financially even stable, yet they convinced me somehow that I needed to listen to them on how to make money, even though they weren't making any money, right? So I remember this one time back in the day that I joined this multi-level marketing company. And again, I won't knock them at all. I believe that they're good for certain things. So there are a lot of multi-level marketing companies in Utah, and a lot of this really all over the world, right? And these are those companies where you jump in, they have a compensation plan where you're here, and then you can add 3 people, they'll add 3 people, they'll add 3 people, right? And then you get this pyramid thing going on, right? And then you're supposed to make money from everybody that's underneath you, okay? And I jumped into one of these, and I actually started making really good money, right? So I built a team, I had this thing going. But what I found out is that this promise of passive income, right? And let me do this for you. It makes more sense when I draw it. So let me draw this one for you guys, okay? So, there was this company that told me that, hey, if you do this with us, you'll make all this income. And I said, okay, that's fine, right? So here I am, right? And I'm adding these people, right? Oh, sorry. And they're adding people, right? So you guys understand how this goes, right? So you got all these people in this pyramid type thing, right? And things are great. In all honesty, I actually, in my first year there, I made $180,000 in that first year, which was way more than I ever made in any type of day job that I had. And to me at the time, that was a lot of money. So again, but they promised me this life of passive income, and I didn't really understand the definition of what passive income was. So I said, okay, let's do this. But what I found, guys, is that I ended up working another 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes, a lot of the times actually, in order to make that money, right? And in my mind, I was like, this doesn't make sense. This was supposed to be passive income, but I had all these meetings to go to. I had all these summits. I had all these intensives, all these different things that I had to go and attend, and all this stuff costs money, so I'm spending money to make this money. I'm spending all of my time, and more importantly, right, to be at all these events in order for me to make this passive income. So my question to you guys is this really passive income? And the answer is a big N-O. Okay. So what I'm saying is that don't fall for schemes that people are telling you that are going to give you passive income if they really aren't going to give you passive income. Now, I will say this for multi-level marketing companies or direct, they call, there's a lot of different names for it. Network marketing, direct sales companies where you have distributors and they're doing certain things, selling a product or service. Okay. To me, these types of businesses, especially for those of you guys who haven't done anything really in the business arena, or haven't done any type of sales or anything like that. I came from being a police officer in the military, right? So I knew how to shoot almost every weapon you can think of. But as far as getting in front of somebody and selling something, I didn't have a lot of skills when it came to that. So I will give to multi-level marketing companies and network marketing companies this. They are a great way, a great platform for you to start to learn how to present yourself. Start to learn how to present a product or a service, because no matter what, every business owner is going to tell you that it's all about sales. Whether you like it or not, if you have a product or service, you have to sell it, right? You have to be able to sell it, whether that's, verbally, whether that's, if you have to do it in person, whether you have to do it online, there's still something in there is going to require you to present this product or service to the customer or potential customer to buy it, right? So again, passive income is built only if you know how to build it and if you know the definition of it. So I hope this helps you guys make sense, or helps it make sense to you guys on what passive income truly is, right? It does not require your physical presence, okay? So learn it from people that are already doing it right now. Mind who you're listening to when they're giving you financial advice. And again, to me, multi-level marketing companies, network marketing companies, they are not a source of passive income. Rather, they are a source of education on how to present yourself and how to learn how to be a part of a community and all that. But again, the downside of a lot of these companies is they claim that you should sell nothing but their products in your life, your entire life, right? You got to sell out to this one thing, right? Which is totally against what I'm teaching here, in the fact that you have to have multiple sources of passive income, right? You don't sell yourself out to one company, one product, because again, if they go under, right, then what? You're done. So again, make sure that when you're chasing passive income, find experts, find people that are making it, figure out how they're doing it, right? And understand true passive income over schemes that are just going to take all of your time, okay? Another example of passive income, I started a business flipping homes, buying and selling short sales. I was doing a lot of this real estate investing, but here was the problem that I found, that in real estate investing, and some of you guys may do this right now, again, not a knock on real estate investing, but what I found was certain methods in real estate investing required me to always be out there finding the next deal, okay? So I'd make a lot of money, then it would take a few months to make the next deal. Maybe it'll take 1 month, the next deal, right? Another month, I'll have a 3-deal month, right? Where I make a lot of money that month, but in the end, the problem with this type of income pattern, it's like feast or famine, right? Anybody that's been in commission sales, right? It's not passive income, because whether, you have to make that sale to make that money, guys. And I was part of a company too, where I was making about 20,000 in commission for each product that I sold. It was a big educational product, right? So in that month, I sold 3, right? And it was great, right? Because I would make a bunch of money, and then I would, kind of relax because I made a bunch of money in 1 month, and then I would just chase that next deal, right? But again, this is not passive income, okay? that type of real estate investing or any type of scenario where you get in, you got to chase the next deal. That is not passive income. Okay. So I'll give you an example of true passive income. Okay. So I have a gentleman that builds custom houses, right? Good friend of mine. He's building all these really nice, big, custom houses, 10,000 square feet, big money, right? Big money, but a lot of times it's the same as this scenario up here where he's waiting to find the next deal to make big money, right? And it's this time in between that's hard because you are making literally no money, right? So you are just floating. And that's again, that's not a passive income style business. So I actually started consulting with him. Okay. I started consulting with him and I said, hey, what in your business or in your industry can we do or to create a passive income? Okay. So I ended up helping him figure it out that there was another part of this business or this industry where he can create a passive income, okay? And it was in framing, okay? So what we did is we went and found these big builders, right? There are all these big builders that are building thousands of homes a year, right? And it doesn't make as much money as these big ones, right? These ones are big money. These ones might be, in comparison, it's little money. Up here you're making, maybe $50,000, per house that you build. And down here maybe you're only making 10 or less. Let's just say that you're making 10 per. Okay. But I want you to think about this, okay? Operationally, if you look at building big, huge, custom homes, operationally, there's a lot more that goes into this, right? There's a lot more that goes into this. And with every new home that you find that you're building, you have a different client, okay? And with different clients comes different expectations, so things are changing with every build. Some are easy, some are crazy hard, right? And so he's having to deal with that in while he's doing this. Now, in this scenario here on the bottom, the thing I love about framing is you can have one client, okay? Or two clients, right? Or three, it doesn't matter. But these clients are building thousands of homes, right? We can set up a scenario where, the framing process in building homes is just one area in that whole home building process. But I don't care because that is something that in my mind you can duplicate easily, right? Especially with a cookie cutter home building company that only has 1, 2, 3 plans, right? I can get a crew, right? And they can build this in 7 days, okay? 7 days, 7 days, all right? Up here, these big homes are taking, right, 8 months, if not longer, right? So I'm going 7 days to make 10 grand or to make 8 grand, or I'm going 8 months to make 50, right? But the thing that's even better with this framing thing is that because it's a lot simpler of a work style, I guess, you can have these crews, okay, that are doing simple work. You can pay them well, but you can have this going without what? Without your physical presence, okay? On these big custom jobs, it was requiring him to physically be present because there's so many intricate pieces of building a custom home, right? I know this whole process because we built one too, right? We built this huge home and there's a lot of little things going on. We required the general contractor to always come and be there and help put us at ease and make us feel good about, what they're doing. And when things went wrong, we'd call them and say, hey, you need to get over here right now because something's going wrong, blah, blah, blah. In this scenario with framing, I got one big client, right? Or two big clients. I already know what they want, right? They give me 5 plans. My guys can get very proficient at those plans and get to the point where now I could have 7, 8, 9 of these jobs, 10 of these jobs going without my physical presence. Okay. Passive income, guys. Passive income. Again, you can even stay in your same industry and just find one niche or one sub niche in there and create passive income, because what I believe is you can either live a life, right? And this is, or this is you, okay? You can either live that earned income life, or you can live the passive income life, okay? And the biggest difference is that, right? Let's say you got January, February, March, April. We won't do the whole year. May, June. Okay, let's say you got all these months going on, right? And if you're living the earned income life, right? Or if you're living that, or commissions, right? Or if you're just going job to job or paycheck to paycheck, in reality, what happens is, especially if you lose that job, in January, you may make money, right? Passive income, okay, will make money here too. February, you may not make any income. Passive income, guess what? Makes money. March, you may make money, right? Passive income makes money. April, no money. May, no money. June, a lot of money, right? But this passive income train builds. So in reality, instead of this, like if I go back to this scenario here, if I have 4 crews that are running, right? And we get down a system to where it's so easy that they can do this in their sleep, right? I can add on another 4 crews. And guess what that does for my numbers down here? I can't do much up here to change things, because all of this, because it's earned income, it requires my physical presence. But what I can do down here is I can grow my business, scale it, because it's process driven, because there's simple processes. You know, it's a simple plan, right? I'm not dealing with all these crazy clients. You know, because of that, this whole layout of how my income is being made is going to look more like this. And that income, again, will exponentiate if you do this right, guys. This passive income, you know, I can keep going on and on forever, but you need to understand this. This is the difference. You limit yourself when you focus too much on doing, you know, earned income activities or earned income type businesses where it requires your physical presence. Multi-level marketing, a lot of times it requires your physical presence. But in any case, when you're doing those things, guys, it's hard, okay? You're really just limiting yourself, because you're limiting yourself to 24 hours in a day, you know, that you have in order to make money, right? So in this scenario, right, we're saying that you only have 24 hours, and I'm going to split this up. In this scenario, you only have 24 hours to make money, okay? In this scenario down here, where I have multiple crews, I have 24 hours times the number of crews. Actually, not even the number of crews, the number of crew members. Okay. Now let me highlight that, because I want you guys to understand, really, we're going back to time. Okay. In this first scenario, I'm limited to just me. This is earned income. Second scenario, I take the limits, right? I take the ceiling off, okay? Because I'm creating a business or multiple businesses that allow me to scale. And in doing so, right, I change the whole layout of how my money is being made. And I'm able to scale bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because I'm not tied down to just the 24 hours that I have personally to do this, okay? I hope this is making sense, guys. I don't know how much more I can beat this into everybody to help you guys understand that passive income is king. Passive income is the only way to live, right? And again, I could care less. Even to this day, I still get into opportunities that I make $1,000 a month, right? To me, in the end, I assess it the same way that I assess any other business. If it doesn't require my physical presence, right, then I'll do it. Now, if it's an income stream that is going to make me 50,000 a month, right? 6 months ago, I found another income stream that makes me about 44,000 a month right now. And to me, when I look at that, I'll look at that and say, you know what? That's worth me putting my physical time into that for 3 months, right? Or 4 months to try and create that business, because it's going to throw off 44, 50, $60,000 a month, right? If it only makes 2,000 a month, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to say, you know what? If it only makes 2,000 a month, as long as I can spend 30 minutes to get it going, I'll do it, right? So you have to understand the relationship between time and income, but also even more understand the type of income that you're really chasing. Okay, guys, you have to understand that. You got to know that, you know, with every business that you do, you have to make sure that it's going to produce true passive income. Okay, so the last example that I'm going to give you guys is the example of one of the first companies that I started, and it was a property management company. You know, because in real estate, I love the idea of owning multiple rental properties, right? And I actually had a friend that she owned a lot of rental properties, and I like how she did it. And she was making money every single month, right? The passive income that we're talking about, all off of rental property. But I actually went, again, in that same industry in real estate, because I love real estate. I actually decided that I wanted to get into property management. And I want to explain this to you guys because I want you guys to understand that if you understand passive income, you're going to look at certain industries in different ways. And that's a great thing. Okay. With property management, I learned that, you know, I can make a monthly income from managing other people's rental properties, right? Instead of me having to put 20,000 down on a property, waiting a year, putting another $20,000 down or 100,000 on 2 properties, right? And slowly building. In property management, I found out that I can grow an entire real estate portfolio without the risks of a true rental property owner, right? Because they have to worry about repairs, taxes, okay? Tenants, right? Breaking their leases, all that kind of stuff, right? So there are a lot of things that, a lot of issues that came with owning a property over just managing it. Now, the only plus that we can't take part in if we're just managing the property is the equity growth, okay? Now, to me, when I looked at this scenario, and again, this is an example of two different types of passive income, guys. Equity growth, and then tax write-offs. Okay, rentals are a good tax shelter. But for me at the time, I actually wanted to build a business that was a cash cow. You probably hear this a lot, you know, with a lot of different types of business, but a cash cow, one that just throws off a lot of cash. Okay, so it's a service-based business in the rental property arena. But when I just manage these properties, again, I don't have to take part in any of the downside to me, but I could take part in all the upside. Okay, so now all of a sudden, instead of buying a rental property for myself every now and then, okay, we were actually able to take on, you know, 10, 20 properties at a time from different clients, right? And a lot of times the income that we were making from all the rents on all these properties, right? So let's say that we have 250 properties, right? We grew our office to about 250 properties in a little less than 3 years, you know, 2.5, 3 years. A lot faster than I could have if I were to just buy individual rental properties one after another. Okay. So in any case, we build this big portfolio. On average, we were making more passive income, I guess, cash flow, than a lot of the owners of these properties. You know, and the crazy part about this, guys, is that When something would break, right? Repairs to the owner, that was a bad thing. To us, it was money. We made a markup on top of repairs, right? Um, Anything that went over the property, if there's services that needed provided, lawn mowing and stuff, right? That was money, okay? When tenants would apply and we had application fees, right? That was money, okay? I decided that I wanted to get into the property management world because I made cash flow from these properties, and I also found a way to make 25 other sources of income, okay, within my business, okay? And these were all automated sources of income. We hired a bunch of staff to run this for us, exactly what I'm teaching you guys right now to do, to run this for us, okay? This is the definition of being a true business owner, right? We have staff that's running this business for us, okay? And at the time, we had about 5 people running the office for us, okay? Paid them very well, okay? Took care of them, Christmas parties, bonuses, all that kind of stuff, right? We took care of them, but for me, okay, I just wanted to make it so that I could have money coming in every month, month in, month out. Now, I left this business, okay? I had a partner and we actually eventually opened 2 offices. He took one office, I took the other office, right? And each office was making around, $13,000, $17,000 a month for each of us, okay? But for me, I no longer wanted to work in my business. I was quickly learning that that wasn't the way that I wanted to run things. I wanted to make passive income. So I ended up moving away and hiring somebody else to do the work. Because for me, I valued my time over money, and I ended up losing some money, right? Because now instead of making $13,000, the $15,000, $17,000 a month, I was more making 8 to 12 now because I had to hire somebody else and pay them monthly for them to take care of my business. But again, I put time ahead of money, right? I went ahead and I paid that employee. Okay. It was a girl, actually. Her name was Mary, and she did a great job, right? So I'm paying her really well to run that for me. And for me, what was important is that I was able to now step away, right? Step away, right? And I have no work in the day-to-day of that business. I attended a weekly meeting, but other than that, and it even got to the point where my office manager told me, hey, we don't need you at these meetings anymore. We're fine. The business is growing. That 8,000 went up to 10, 12, 13,000 a month for me, right? And everybody in that office was still getting taken care of. But the last thing that I want to say about this, guys, is the true benefit to doing it this way is it made it so that me as a business owner, it opened up my time, and I moved my family from Washington, D.C. back to Utah for the purpose of networking further to find more options and more opportunities to create more businesses, right? And that's exactly what I did. As soon as I got back, I quickly got to it and started 3 more companies, all of which started making a passive income on top of the 13, 14, 15,000 a month I was making from that property management business, okay? So again, or I could have stayed in my property management business and made 17,000 a month, and that would have gradually grown. But again, I would have tied myself down and limited myself to only my 24 hours of me having to be in an office running that business, and again, creating a ceiling for myself, which is what we don't want to do. So again, in the end, guys, we just talked about income and how to understand income. And even more importantly, we broke it down to the point where you have to make passive income and passive income only. That is how you get ahead, guys. That is how you retire now when you're 20, 30, where it doesn't matter anymore where you physically are because your business is run great. And you, because you're a good person, are taking care of those people that are running your business, because in my case, they were way smarter than me. They were way more, capable of me to run that business. I didn't have an ego to where I thought that I was the only one that can run it. And if you can get past that, guys, you'll do very well. And that's why you see a lot of people that are very successful. They're very, I wouldn't say uneducated, but yeah, uneducated as far as society today sees it. We don't have college degrees, but we are very educated when it comes to street smarts and business smarts. So again, guys, understand that passive income is the way. I hope that all made sense to you guys. Let's go ahead and get on to the next section.